Hey, welcome. Today, we're going to take a fresh look at something so many of us do every single day, and that's prayer. But what if we've been looking at it all wrong? Or maybe just a little bit backward? Let's dive into this idea of prayer not as a last-ditch effort, but as our greatest privilege and our very first point of access. This visual kind of says it all, doesn't it? So often we treat prayer like that emergency brake on the left. It's what we pull in a total panic when everything else has already failed. But what if we started seeing it as the ignition key on the right? Not a last resort, but the very first step that actually starts the engine for our entire spiritual life and mission. It's this huge shift from just reacting to crises to living with intention. And this isn't some new, trendy idea. It's rooted right here in this ancient, powerful invitation: come boldly to the throne of grace. Now, that word boldly, let's be honest, it can be a little intimidating, but it doesn't mean being arrogant or demanding. It means coming with the absolute confidence of a child who knows without a doubt that they are loved and welcome. It's the difference between knocking timidly on a door, just hoping someone answers, and walking right in because you know you belong there. So here's the deal. This access we have is what we can call an entrusted privilege. See, it's not just another tool in our spiritual toolkit. It's a really profound responsibility, a sacred trust. Think about it like this. Imagine being given a key to a king's private chambers. You don't just have access. You're trusted to steward that access wisely and with respect. This quote right here, it just gets to the heart of the matter. Prayer is the opening of the heart to God as to a friend. Wow. That simple phrase just changes everything, doesn't it? It completely shifts prayer from some formal, rehearsed speech to a distant ruler to an intimate, open-hearted conversation with a friend who knows you completely. But here's the thing. This intimate friendship with God isn't just for our own benefit. It has this incredible dual purpose. On one side, we're saved to shine. That's all about our personal communion, nurturing our own spiritual light. But it doesn't stop there. We are also called to bless, which is about turning that light outward and interceding for other people. The two are completely inseparable. One literally fuels the other. And if we dive a little deeper into that saved to shine idea, it's really all about nurturing that daily friendship. It's the quiet, consistent connection. It's like pouring the oil into the lamp every day that keeps our spiritual light burning bright. Because without that personal communion, we honestly have no light to offer anyone else. And then you have the other side of the coin, being called to bless. Interceding for others isn't just a nice thing we do if we have time. It's powerful. It is how the early church moved forward. Prayer for other people is the engine of mission. It's how we get to partner with God in what He's doing in the world. Okay, here is maybe the most powerful metaphor for prayer I've ever heard: spiritual oxygen. Just think about that for a second. We don't treat breathing as an optional activity, right? We don't pencil it into our schedule. It's absolutely essential for life. In the exact same way, prayer is the very breath of our spiritual life. Without it, our connection, our mission, everything just starts to suffocate. This visual really drives the point home. It's not just some vague idea. There is a direct, undeniable connection. Look at how a weak prayer life produces very little missional power. But as the practice of prayer gets deeper, the power for mission doesn't just grow a little, it multiplies. It's such a clear picture that our outward effectiveness is directly fueled by our inward connection. So, we get the why. Prayer is our first access, it's our spiritual oxygen. But that brings up the really crucial question, how? How do we practically steward this amazing privilege in our busy, everyday lives? Well, this roadmap gives us some key areas to focus on to turn this whole concept into a reality. And this isn't about abstract theory, it's about building real, tangible habits. Take praying scripture, for example. That's not just reading words, it's actively speaking God's own promises back to Him. Or keeping a prayer journal, which helps us see the long-term conversation and actually recognize answered prayers. And look how practical some of these are. Pray before speaking. Just imagine the impact of that one small habit. These aren't supposed to be huge burdens. They are the small rudders that can steer the entire direction of our day. So as we start to wrap this up, let's get really practical and reflect with a few questions. First, let's look at the saved to shine side of things. Am I truly cultivating intimacy with God? Is my prayer life a genuine conversation, a deepening friendship? Second, let's look outward to our call to bless mission.
Am I using the access I have to carry other people to the throne of grace? Am I actively praying for the needs of my family, my community, and the world?
And finally, a tough question about priority. In our crazy, distracted world, do I treat prayer as sacred time? Do I protect it? Or is it the very first thing that gets pushed aside when my life gets hectic? In the end, it all comes back to this one profound idea. We are saved to shine, and we are called to bless. And the bridge that connects those two amazing callings is this incredible entrusted privilege. It's not a burden, it's our greatest access. So the challenge for all of us is simple, but it is absolutely life-changing. Steward your prayer life.